Reverend Dr. Ken Gordon, spiritual leader for Centers for Spiritual Living, coming to you with our third installment of our June themes. Our theme for the month of June is Protect the Vulnerable, and the topic title for this week is Creating Meaningful Conversations, and it comes from Reverend Linda Findley from CSL Eugene, Oregon. We have to communicate. There's just no two ways about it. In the very first week, we talked a little bit about trust being the essential need in order to have good communication, and that's exactly the effect that we're having right now. When we're talking about creating meaningful conversations, we're talking about speaking into each other's listening. We're talking about the ability to be able to carry on a conversation with people of different faiths or different beliefs, different colors, different races, different genders. We're talking about having conversations that are meaningful despite differences that might appear outside. And when you actually think about it, we all want the same thing. We all want peace, love, harmony. We want light, we want joy, we want abundance, we want prosperity. Whether you're from the Middle East or whether you're from North America or whether you're from the deepest, darkest part of Africa, it still is something that we all require. We want safety for our children. We want to be able to have enough food, enough water, enough shelter, to be able to be clothed, to be able to be educated. And to be able to bring that into being, what is required in our world today is meaningful conversation. It demands that we learn a new way to be able to view the world and a new way to be able to speak to each other about it and around it. You know, we come from an era where competition was key and absolutely the most powerful thing going. We come from a colonial mind base that was either one that was subjected to or one that was subjecting to. And in order to change the narrative of the world around us, it demands that we actually carry on conversations with people so that they're effective. And that means that we need to think in terms of them being who they are, as opposed to in terms of what we always thought they might be, which basically means that we go back to the foundation of our teaching, which is there is God and absolutely nothing else. And each and every one of us on this planet, whether we believe it or not, whether we want to believe it or not, is actually an individualization of spirit itself. Dr. Holmes wrote, "The way to proceed is to begin right where we are. It's not scientific to attempt to begin somewhere else. One who understands the systematic use of the law will understand that he or she is where he or she is because of what he or she is. But, they might say, I must remain where I am because of what I am. Instead, we'll begin to disclaim what we appear to be, and as our statements release wrong subjective tendencies, providing in their place a correct concept of life and reality. We will automatically be lifted out of our condition, impelling forces sweeping everything before us, and we will be set free, if but we trust in spirit and the working of the law." Dr. Holmes also said, "We must continually remind ourselves of the power of the word and of our ability to use it. We must know that truth produces freedom because truth is freedom." And in The Science of Mind, he wrote, "The universe exists for the expression of spirit, and humanity exists for self-expression because they are the expression of that spirit." When we stop thinking of people as being different or other than, when we start opening ourselves to be compassionate and empathetic, when we start understanding that we can't give our good away fast enough without it having coming back to us pressed down and flowing over, what will happen is we will move from that competitive space of life and we'll move into a creative one. And boy, you think things are changing now and that evolution is happening at a quick pace right now. I'll tell you, when we move from competition into creativity, you're going to see a tsunami of change and transformation that takes place. And that transformation will be for the goodness of life itself. It will not be bad. Nothing terrible is going to happen from it. Everyone's going to be able to be uplifted by it and through it. And this demands that we actually master the ability to be able to communicate effectively with other people and to be able to speak into their listening and have the maturity, spiritual and emotional, to be able to have them speak into ours so that we understand what's actually being said versus what the words might be. You have a wonderful Sunday. I'll talk to you next week. Know you're loved and honored. God bless you.